Okay, guys, thanks for being here. Obviously, getting back off the trip from App State, didn't play well. That's to say the least. I think we had some good spurts where we played pretty good offense in the second quarter on about 2 drives. But other than that, we were hit and miss most of the night. Consistency is still our problem there. Obviously, when you have different people in the lineup for various reasons, that's going to happen some. But we got to get better at our execution. We got to execute better at the quarterback position, up front in the O-line, as well as running back too. So we were a little shorthanded over the weekend. Obviously, the last 3 weeks have been pretty rough on our team from a COVID standpoint. But that's the hand we've been dealt, and we decided we were going to play football this year, so we got to figure ways to get through it. Defensively, I thought we probably played the worst game we've played this year. Although I will say, we gave them a touchdown on the pick six, and we had some bright spots, but just too many missed tackles, too many missed assignments, and really all the way around. I think that was kind of the thing that stood out to me after watching the film. App State's got a really good football team. They obviously for the last 2 or 3 years have been one of the best teams in our league, so we knew we had to play extremely well to have an opportunity to win, and we didn't do that. Coming back this week, we have 3 games left, really still, like I told our team, a fourth of our season left to play, which is kind of crazy here in December. But it's an opportunity for us to take another step in the right direction. And how we finish these last 3 games, obviously, will determine if we get to go to a bowl game or not. It'll also build momentum for 21 because we have a lot of guys coming back. Still had a pretty young football team when you look at where our team is, and now with the guidelines and regulations with COVID and so forth, there's just a lot of opportunity for us to grow these last 3 games, and it starts this week with the Battle of the Belt, getting ready for South Alabama, who I think is a much improved football team, and they may be playing their best football here lately. Against Georgia State and Arkansas State, I see a team that's still playing extremely hard, that's improved from the first of the year till now. Offensively, I think Desmond Trotter, their quarterback, is a guy that's can give you problems. He's a dual-threat guy. They do a great job of using his skill set, protecting him, letting him throw it deep, as well as using him in the run game as well. I think, when you look at their football team, their receiving core is very dynamic. Obviously, when you take a look at it, it sticks out to you. Their top guy, what's Jalen's last name, Adam? The top receiver, Jalen. Yeah, Tolbert. Yeah, couldn't get his last name. Jalen Tolbert, I think, is one of the best receivers in the country, top 10 in receiving yards as well as touchdowns. So without being said, he's a guy that we're going to have a plan for. Very, very talented guy. I'm very impressed with him. Quan Baker, also another guy that I know is a dangerous receiver as well. They may have one of the better receiving units in our league when you look at them top to bottom. So lots of issues on that side of the ball we're going to have a great plan for. Defensively, I see those guys playing extremely hard. They got a new cast of D linemen in there, but they're still big physical guys that do a great job playing their scheme and really make it tough on the O-line from the standpoint of they're going to make you have to double team them most of the time. They're big physical guys. I think Riley Cole is a guy that really leads their defense. If you just look at it, he's the guy that kind of sticks out to me. Very talented player, probably play in the NFL, I'm sure, and has played well this year. Moving him back to linebacker, I think last year he played a little bit more on the ball, it felt like, and he looks like he's very, very comfortable at the linebacker position where they have him now. Very impressed with their 2 safeties as well. I think they're both very good players. So overall, I see a defense that's also getting better, and one that'll be a tough challenge for us. And no matter who we're playing defensively, if we don't execute better than we have the last 3 games, then it's going to be tough. It doesn't matter if it's on air. We have to do a better job of getting our guys to execute what we're trying to do. And some of that, I think, will come with, this week I feel like we'll get a lot of guys back. Obviously, we test every week, so you never know who you're going to have there last minute. But some cohesion, I think, is what we're missing on offense all the way around, and that's something we're really stressing for today's practice. Special teams, very, very solid. Quan Baker, if he plays, obviously he's a very talented returner. We have to have a plan for him. Their kicker, I think, leads our conference. He's one of the top kickers in the country. Very, very good. So very solid all the way around. They do a great job with special teams. They're always going to be very sound in that department. So this is a rivalry game. We understand that. Our players understand that. We're excited about that. The opportunity, obviously, going on the road to play those guys at their place will be a challenge. But what better way to to try to refocus after a tough weekend and get ready for a rivalry game. So I think we'll have great energy at practice today. I know our players just passing those guys in the halls today and so forth. They're excited to get out there and get to work. Okay, questions?
Coach, it's Craig Stevens in Mobile.
Hey, Craig.
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, you're doing great. You mentioned Tolbert. What in particular stands out about him as opposed to other receivers?
I think his ball skills, obviously he's a very talented guy from skill set wise, being able to run, route run, but his ball skills, he high points the ball with his hands. He's not a body catch guy. He has a knack of making plays on contested catches. A very explosive guy. He was a good player last year as well, but I think he's probably taken another step in his game. And the proof's in the pudding. He makes play after play for those guys, and I think overall one of the better receivers we've played this year.
One more from me. Big homecoming game for Carlton Marshall and some other guys in your team. But Carlton just been a rock for you ever since you've been there. Just talk about him this year and how important he's been to your program overall.
Yeah, what a great story. A guy from Mobile that comes up here, walks on, earns a scholarship, becomes an All-American. He's what you want your program made of, those kind of kids. Just a quality kid, quality person. Really loves football, loves to practice. Very, very instinctive player. Brings a lot to our team. I know our team has a lot of confidence in him, and he's definitely a leader on our football team. And just a blue-collar guy. Comes to work every day, competitive, great attitude. He's exactly what we look for here when we're trying to sign guys now, and we call them TKGs, Troy kind of guys, and he fits that mold to a T.
Thank you.
Yep.
Chip, I wanted to ask you about Demontes Woods. He seems to be getting more involved in the offense the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just going to say, what does he not only as a runner but as a receiver, he just seems to have multiple ways you can use him.
Yeah, with us missing a couple of guys last week, his role expanded tremendously. I want to say he might have started the game. I'm not real sure. It always depends on what personnel group we start in. But he's a very, very talented guy that I think is much improved. When he got here last year, we knew he could run the football, but there's so much to playing running back besides just carrying the ball. Pass protection, route running, understanding what scheme we're in, understanding when we change the protection. He has done a nice job of continuing to grow. Now he's not there yet. But the other night he had to be kind of the focus. We had, Charles and BJ were very banged up, and we weren't sure they'd even played in practice all week, and obviously missing Kamani. So those were big losses for us, and so Demontes' role expanded some last week, and I think you'll see it continue to grow. We've committed to try to play two backs at the same time a lot when we've had everybody available, so that's something that we'll continue to try to do, but I'm really pleased with his progress, and I think for him it's just continuing to grow as a pass blocker and understanding the game, and once he does that, the sky's the limit for him.
Do you think the health will be pretty good going into this game with the team in general?
Well, I hope so. I feel better about it. The last 3 weeks have been really rough on us, but if you look at it today, yes, we should be in much, much better shape. We'll get some guys back at the end of the week, which is another factor. Now that I've experienced COVID-19, I got more respect for our players than I ever have. The guys that test positive and are symptomatic, that try to come back. It's a tough deal. I couldn't imagine last Friday and Saturday I felt as bad as I'd felt in the time that I was out and I was cleared. But just your body it affects your body, and I can't imagine trying to go practice or play in a game. So we will get some guys back toward the end of the week. How much they'll be able to help us physically, we don't really know yet. But I think right now I would say we're in a much better place than we've been in the last 3 weeks. And obviously anything can happen when we test on Wednesday.
Yeah, Coach, going back to the running backs, we've long talked about the depth of this unit. Obviously it's been tested this season. For guys like Woods and Kamani, talk about the future. All these meaningful careers that got to be beneficial for the future.
Oh, 100%. I think Kamani and Demontes, we signed those guys, and they're exactly the kind of guys we're looking for. They're very good runners. They're very good without the ball in their hands, or have the ability to be once they. And then Kamani now is a very mature guy for his age. He played in a pretty similar system in high school at a high level, so he understands. He's probably exposed to a lot more protection stuff and route running stuff maybe than some of the other guys. But I think Demontes and Kamani are two guys that you'll see do a lot of great things here over time. Obviously, they're still learning, one a redshirt freshman and one a true freshman, but I can't say enough about their progress, their growth, and really what it leads to us for the future.
There's obviously going to be some fans down in Mobile, but what are you going to tell your players when it comes to bringing the energy? Obviously, maybe not as many fans as, in years past for this game.
You know what? I think we're kind of somewhat not used to it, but it's kind of been the norm all season. I mean, we played a game out at BYU with no fans. We played, 2,000 the other day. So I think for us, we really need to focus on us executing better and playing better. That's really what we talk about all the time. And the energy and all that, if you can't get excited to play South Alabama in a rivalry game, then maybe we ain't got the right guy. But I think that'll take care of itself. I think for us, we need to focus on doing what we do better than we've been doing it and playing good football. And we have not done that here recently, and that's something we're really pushing this week.
You obviously played the 3 quarterbacks on Saturday. Was that just, with the game, kind of flow allowed, or was there injuries there, or, what was behind that?
I just think I just felt like we need to try something different and do something different. I wasn't getting what I wanted from that position. The score dictated some of that too. It was an opportunity to get 2 other guys at least one series and see what they could do in a game situation. Jacob was unavailable. He was sick, so he was not there. So Parker and Kyle got reps, and I think it was a good learning experience for both of them to get in and get some snaps. But, we anticipate Gunner being ready to go Saturday and hopefully playing a lot better.
This has just been such a difficult season overall, not just physically this time of year when people start wearing down, but mentally. It's got to wear on the players, the coaches, everyone. How do you try to keep them up?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's been tough. I mean, I think the best teams around the country would tell you the same thing. I think what we've tried to do is really set the tone early from the very beginning that this will be like a season like no other, and we're going to have to handle the ups and downs of the season. Now, that sounds great to say and talk about, but actually when you're going through it, it's tough for an 18 to 22-year-old to comprehend and understand that. But I'm really proud of our team from the standpoint of how they've handled, the different, adversity that we've had throughout the year. I am pleased with that. We haven't played as good as we were playing early in the year lately, and we can blame a lot of things for that. But at the end of the day, we just ain't got it done yet. We need to get better. And no matter who's on the field, we anticipate whoever we put in there to be able to go in and execute, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. So that's kind of what we're focusing on. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us or anything, so we got to go to work and try to really just improve. And when to your point about our players, I mean, there's no question this season has affected everybody in the country from a mental standpoint as far as we're playing, we're not playing, who's available, who's not, all those different things that go along with it. But at the end of the day, the alternative was not playing. So that was the thing that we hopefully understand is that we appreciate every game we do get to play. We've played 9 games now. Some teams have only played 4, 5 games. So I think that's a tribute to our staff and our administration and our players for trying to play as many games as we possibly can, whether we were healthy and ready to go or not. That was the goal, and that's what we committed to do, and that's what we've done.
Anybody else?
Coach, you said for a couple of weeks just needing better play from the quarterbacks.
Yep.
When you watch film, what's the very next step when you say we've got to have better play? This is where we begin. What is that first step after you watch game film?
Yeah, I think it's decision making. Our decision making has not been where I want it to be. It's not been where I expect it to be. We have made poor decisions. We have not protected the ball, and that goes with poor decisions. And I think that's the difference. It's not about whether a guy's good enough to do it or not. It's about the guy doing it consistently. And to me, that's what playing quarterback's about. Being able to, and then you know what, when they cover the play, then be able to do something else and lead the team down the field. And I remember during fall camp, I made the comment to you guys that whoever is our quarterback will be the team that can lead our team up and down the field and score. And right now we're searching for that. And Gunner, let's be honest, he's been hurt this year. Okay, so he's probably not 100% healthy, but nobody is this time of year. Jacob's come in and done some nice things at times, and the other two really hadn't got enough reps to probably really evaluate them completely. But between Gunner and Jacob, and then now what we're doing with Kyle and Parker, we just need better play at that position, and that's what I'm looking for. I want the most consistent guy, the guy that will run the offense like we want it done, and that's what I'm looking for. And we got 3 weeks here to put ourselves in a position for another game, so we have to improve in that area.
How excited are you for this one, especially not only going home, but also to be able to play against guys like Jalen Tolbert and Trey Simpson, the guys that were your high school teammates?
No, it's very excited playing against those guys. I think it's kind of good that I'm playing them. I know some of their weaknesses, some of their strengths. So, it's always exciting playing against some of those guys and some of my friends to this day.
When you were back in high school, and not only you and the guys at South, but there's guys all over the country doing well from that McGill team, Marlon Williams, Corian Bennett up at Maryland. Did you look around and say, hey, we got some guys here that are going to be, forces at the next level, or was it just, maybe we'll have a chance for that?
Even in high school, we always had that plan, hey, guys, there's one destination. We're all going to meet up there one day, to see and reminisce back on the old days. So, we knew we had talent at McGill, so we were just excited to see each other doing well now.
Now, one more from me. When this game was originally scheduled, you were banged up. One, would you have been able to play in it that time? And two, is it almost a blessing that it got delayed so you're healthier now?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Of course I was banged up, but, I would have definitely played in that game. If I'm not – if it's not broken, I'm definitely going to play. Nothing's going to really hold me back from playing unless it's one of those serious injuries.
Carlton coach talked about the quarter of the season still to play. Obviously, a lot to play with and play for. What do you guys? What's the mentality of the team heading into December with knowing you at least have 3 games left?
One word: win. No matter what the cost. When you back the wounded animal up into a corner, does anything to get out of that corner. So we just have to come out fighting and just win. That's all.
Hey, Carlton, going into this rivalry game, you guys lead the series and have won the last 2. How important is it to keep the belt in Troy?
Of course, that's a big tradition, having a belt, all the history that's behind this game. That's big. We have to keep the belt, but it's more of, just getting better as a team and just winning this game, just getting that bad taste out of our mouth from last week.
Carlton, y'all gone through kind of a bad stretch the last couple of weeks. You're one of the leaders on this team. Have y'all had some heart-to-heart talks, or have you stepped up and said anything? What's it been like?
Of course it's been tough, these last few weeks, not ending the way you want, the big loss from App State last week. Our focus is, just the little thing. It's certain little things that we have to correct, as a team, as a whole. Everything really matters, and we kind of lost track of that, on the way. So just getting back to, those roots and paying attention to those little details, and I think we'll be fine.
Hey, John, I'll go ahead and just ask you about your thumb. I see it's wrapped. What's going on there?
Last week on Wednesday at practice, me and a receiver, we was going up for a ball, and I tried to rip the ball out going against him, and I end up eventually torn the ligament in my right thumb, so I had to get that checked out and everything. But I'm fine, though. I just have to wear this thumb splint for about 6 weeks, and it's about my 3rd week, so I'll be fine after that.
Well, let's just talk a little bit about South Alabama. I mean, that's a big rivalry game for you guys. I know y'all been on a little bit of a skid. I guess a game like this will get you back up, ready to play no matter what.
Yes, sir. Actually, this will be my first time playing in this game because I'm a junior college transfer from my school. So I've been hearing about the rivalry, and I'm just excited to play into it and get our team back on track where we want to be.
South Alabama has some pretty good receivers. What do how are you looking forward to that challenge, and how good are they from what you've seen on film?
Them guys are pretty good over there at South Alabama. but I know that our group is very experienced and very ready to take on that challenge, go against them guys and know they're talented, but we are a talented group too, and we're ready for the challenge, Every week we go and prepare for this. We was ready for them the first week when they canceled, but, things happen. COVID is a serious thing, things people got to take care of, so we're going to be ready for this week, take care of the challenges or the big receivers they have. They're pretty quick, good hands, deep threat. But you know what I'm saying? We're going to challenge them and show them what about Detroit DBs are about this year.
Zion, coach said that you're going into December. Here we are in December, and you still have a quarter of your games left to play, which is kind of unreal if you think about it. But how's the team approaching that and knowing that there's still 3 games left, bowl game is up in the air, so much still to play for, and what you guys are saying amongst each other?
Just keep pushing. That's the main thing we've been talking about, keep grinding. Our season is not done yet. We still have to keep pushing, keep working hard in the weight room, keep working hard in the film, just getting ready for these last few games and just the small details about everything, getting our team back on track, and that's about it. We just all coming together for these last games, knowing that we only have these few more opportunities and coming together as a group to get these last few W's.